Hi. This morning we're talking with John Hollenbeck, and he is a civil engineer. Morning, John.
Good morning.
And what was your personal path to becoming a civil engineer, including other jobs you may have had or paths that didn't work out for you or changed?
Well, my path that changed is I was going to go into chemical engineering, but the summer before going to college, I worked on a road and bridge crew at the county I grew up in Kansas. We built a bridge, and I found that to be a lot of fun, and learned later that civil engineers design bridges, so I made the switch from chemical engineering to civil engineering.
Great. And what type of education do you need to be a civil engineer?
Well, in the high school, I needed to take a lot of math and science, and then that carried on into college. For the first 2 years, it's a lot of math, science, physics, things of that nature. In the final 2 years of college, it's more focused on the area of civil engineering that people are interested in, like geotechnical things on soils or hydraulics, which is what I like.
What are hydraulics?
Hydraulics is like the flow of water through pipes, through canals, through open rivers and things of that nature.
And are there entry-level positions that would lead to becoming a civil engineer?
Yes, my job that I had with the San Luis Obispo County, I hired several interns, which were college students, and they basically acted as almost like apprentices to me. I mean, they got paid, but so that was kind of their summer job, or during class time they would work for me for a few hours a week.
And what's the typical annual salary for an entry-level civil engineer?
You know, I think there are between 50 and 60,000 right now with kids with bachelor's degrees, which is quite a bit higher than when I got out of school in 1985.
And are there basic personality traits or skills, manual skills, that would be needed to become a civil engineer?
Manual skills mainly would be applicable to those that might go into the construction management side of civil engineering. They have to be out in the field and climb around on rebar cages, or look at various construction activities to inspect them to see if they're passing the specifications. Otherwise, there's not much manual skill involved. As far as personality traits, you need to be pretty much have good work ethic, be able to solve problems, things of that nature.
And what are the normal work hours or days in your vocation? Do you work evenings, weekends, nights?
If you're on a construction crew, you may be working evenings. I remember when I was in Texas managing construction, it was real hot during the day, so the contractor would start pouring concrete at 2 o'clock at night. But that's kind of an unusual thing. Typically, you might consider civil engineering as a white-collar type of profession, and it's more of an 8 to 5 issue. But most civil engineers certainly work a lot more hours than just 8 to 5. It's a pretty demanding profession as far as getting work done and getting it done on time, and so sometimes you have to put a little extra hours into it.
Yeah, without regard for a schedule.
And without regard for pay too. You typically you're pretty much salary, and you don't get paid overtime.
That's a good point to bring up. So you're looking at a salaried position where you are really not going to get overtime. You just have to do the job.
On occasion, you can get overtime if the client is expecting that to be a part of what he signed on to a contract to do, as far as pay for overtime.
And do you or can you travel as a civil engineer?
Yes, I had a lot of traveling. I've been to several states in the United States as a result of my job.
There's some bridge building going on in the background here, so yeah.
I've for 17 years I worked on hydroelectric projects, and that got me to go to several beautiful places in the United States.
And what's a typical work day like for you?
Oh, the thing I like about this profession, it's never really typical, quote unquote. I would usually have new assignments quite often, and that's what made it interesting. But, the way I process things is I may wake up early in the morning and think about an assignment I have going on at work, and then I finally get to work and start executing it, coordinating with the other staff members. We work as a team, and we delegate activities and try to get the project done on time and on budget.
And what do you like best about your vocation?
The ever-changing aspects of it. Honestly, it's not the same thing all the time. I've worked on many different projects. I've worked on dams, I've worked on computer models, I've worked on construction, I've worked managing projects. So it has the avenues to be able to branch out and do almost anything you want to within the regard of as a civil engineer.
And what part of it do you like the least?
When I was working for a consulting firm and their demands on project gross margin, which is the bottom line, basically. Get it done quicker, faster, cheaper.
What's bottom line? Bottom
line is how much profit they can earn. So they didn't really give two shakes about the demands that were put on us to make them more money, and I got tired of that.
Okay. Thanks for an honest answer about that. If you had one word to describe your job as a civil engineer, what would it be?
I thought about that, and I'm going to use the word dam. I enjoy working on what I call hydraulic structures. Dams are part of the hydraulic structures. One of the best civil engineering features of the United States, in my opinion, is Hoover Dam.
Cool. And with the basic training in civil engineering, what types of different jobs might be available to you in the future?
For me personally?
For you or for anybody in that field?
You know, anybody in that field, you almost can, the sky's the limit. If you want to own an engineering company, you can eventually do that. If all you want to do is be a draftsman for an engineering company and get drawings drawn, you can do that. And so between those two bookends exist anything you can possibly think of. You can manage large projects. I've managed quite a few large projects here in California, and I've really enjoyed that.
Great. And would you be willing to have discussions with any young people who are interested in civil engineering?
Most definitely. One of the things I pride myself in is being able to mentor young people in their career paths or any activities that they're ready to take on.
Great. And our website at rotarycareerhelp.com, John will be listed under civil engineers, and you can go there and click on that to contact John if you have any questions.
Great.
Thank you, Mr. Hollenbeck.
You're very welcome.